Taking stretches, certainly. There's good surprises. Sometimes I see their youth, and it'll make you scratch your head. But as I said, it's a long process, and a lot of freshmen and first years go through this all over the country. And I think that you can see the guys that have had either a year or two of experience in our program, and they've taken those steps. When you look at Akil and Darian, or even Joe and Paul, all those guys who've played, they're just more comfortable in their roles, and that's basically through the experience and paying the price of going through those long practices and a lot of the ups and downs of being new to the system and new to college basketball.
Yeah, how nice has it been for you to have those veteran players, Akil, he's a veteran, but Akil and Joe, for those guys to step up the way they have? It's
been important, and I think that going on the European tour this summer to get those extra practices for our young guys and really for our whole team has helped somewhat too. The hard thing was early in the year without having really a point guard, we kind of played some guys out of position. That made it a little bit more challenging. So now to have Tevin back and Jontel, when we had him, it helped things out a lot to be a little more natural in positions and all that. So, we have, Doug Brauman, and then obviously Jontel is our only fourth year, and then we have Joe and Akil are the other two guys that are upperclassmen. The rest are underclassmen, which makes you young, but you still see guys who have at least a year of experience. It really stands out, and that's so valuable for playing at this level, and we'll need that as we continue on.
But Jontel, are you guys being cautious, especially because he just re-aggravated that? Is there a sense of we want to be cautious now because you have conference play starting in less than a month?
Absolutely. No, that's for sure. Again, I can't say, hey, he could play right now. I don't know if he's at that spot, but we want to be really as sound and smart and cautious as we can. And again, we want him to be out there as soon as possible, but that'll be based on his symptoms. But that's the best approach in this, because he tweaked it in the Delaware game, was feeling really good, practice games, and then he kind of aggravated in the Tennessee game. That's why we want to really try to be careful. And there's, it's not all in your hands. You can't guarantee it, but I think it's the best course of action. We got great medical care with Dr. Dudek, who did the surgery, and Ethan, our trainer. They're really monitoring it well, and it'll be based a lot on how Jontel feels.
Speaking of that medical care there, you said after the last game, I just remembered Mike might have broken his nose. I guess he didn't break his nose?
Well,
or
you know what? I got to ask Ethan about that. I think it was a little bit swollen and had a bump, but he'll be okay. I don't know. I got to find out a little more detail on if it was or not. I don't know that for sure. I think that he probably cracked it a little bit, but I don't. It wasn't displaced or anything that was too bad. But I'm sure there was somewhat of a. We'll find out.
Will we have to wear a Thomas Rogers-like mask in practice?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't seen those guys. They probably wanted a break from me, and so I've left them alone. I called Mike. Did that screw up something?
No, that's fine.
I called Mike yesterday or the day before just to see how he's feeling. He said he was feeling better, so I didn't actually ask him the specifics or about a mask or anything. So we'll see if we've got the Friday the 13th
Jason lives.
Mask coming in, for practice today.
And then just one last medical question. Malcolm, is he still pretty much hasn't done anything?
He's continuing to do his thing and rehab and shoot and all that stuff. So.